about twin flames, but I'm not going to talk about it from the romantic angle that most people talk about it from. I'm going to talk about it from the real angle. Even done an interview with a twin flame counselor, and when I first started, I knew it was a very important subject, and I knew it got very new agey, so I tried to put some clarification on it. I would say about, this is like 13, 14 months later, and even to myself, I start to realize that the twin flame topic is not only important, that topic is even in worse shape than I thought. Because, put it like this, on one level, right, twin flames are so rare, right, but the thing is, the twin flame falls into what I'm to teach people. Mainstream spirituality, immortal spirituality. And people say, what do you mean by mainstream spirituality and immortal spirituality? Well, mainstream spirituality is what I call spirituality that's really mainstream information that people are passing for high level information. That's the difference. You understand? That is not, or you go on the website, you go on the web and you read these how to build a psychic shield, how to build a psychic defense in the web. Even E. Howe has now how to build a psychic shield. And you read it, that is not high level. That is what I call mainstream information, right? And what happens? With the mainstream spiritual information, that is only going to work up to a certain point. We're coming in a time right now when quarantine's been lifted. You're going to be interfacing with beings, intelligences, whatever you want to call it, that you've never interfaced with before. So the twin flame topic falls on the same banner. What some people call dark lords hate twin flames. They hate twin flames so much. Dark lords usually even have what some people classify as scanners who go and scan the twin flames. Right? When you have a twin, you have a big bullseye in your head. What do they do? At birth, they hit them up with so much occult stuff that, usually the twin, especially the twin who's connected to the matrix, is going to run. When they get hit up with all this negative energy, not transform themselves, it's going to do everything they can to sabotage the relationship, to deny the relationship. They're going to fight as much as they can. Now, the thing is this. Dark lords usually like to kill twins on sight. And people say, that's not true, I got a twin. No. Stop talking about the mainstream spirituality. Stop going to the counselors who make money off this stuff. Okay? Look at the names for twins. Jesus, Mary Magdalene. Are you that? Are you on that level? Right? The 144,000 broke up into 72,000 twins. Are you that? Are you even doing the spiritual work? And you know how you know, for the most part, the twin flame topic is turned into a joke? For this reason. I know specifically, to be honest, I'll be honest with you, twin flame relationships is hard. It's not the movies. What happens? What usually happens is that from the deeper level, right, it goes like this. Because the twin flames and soulmates are getting confused, what happens? They tell people, well, the twin flame is not romantic. You just hit the spiritual mission. Mind you, they say that, right? And chances are the people who are going to them are not doing a spiritual mission. They're not that aware of themselves, that's why they're going. But the thing is this. When you really look at it, from the deeper level, the New Age movements shapes their philosophy where they say, well, you don't really have to be romantic, you just do spiritual work, and you actually more romantic with your soulmate. Which I would say this. Your soulmate usually, I want to say you're more romantic, but you're more compatible ego-wise. Soulmates are usually more compatible with your ego. Yes. Especially when you're looking at it, romance by the traditional standards is more ego-based than spiritual-based. No question. So when you really look at these people now who push this stuff, they push that you're like 4 or 5 twins. They push that you don't have to be like romantic. You could be here, they could be there, and the mission and the energy is still interacting, and the mission is still going to happen. The thing is this. Easy way to look at it is this. All the twins, why are they famous? Because they're together. See, this type of common sense, this is common sense, and it's almost like this type of common sense is lacking. Because at the end of the day, why do the Dark Lords hate twins? That's what most people understand. Why do they hate twins? Because on one level, a twin flame could inspire people to get into love off one shot. So will the Dark Lords want that? Of course not. So that's why at first they do their best to sabotage it. That don't work. And then if you do your spiritual mission, they might come knocking. So am I saying this to sound flashy? I'm saying this to say it's not a joke. And in the day, there's a lot of people making it into a joke. People charging $300, $400, $500 to clean your chakras. They clean your chakras, your twin flame relationship may heal. It's turned into a joke. And I actually think twin flames is a sacred topic. It's actually more respected in the whole circles than people think. So it's very respected, but at the same time, it's not it's obvious enough for everybody, and it's not a subject to take lightly because a book is not going to do that. You could even be smart and ingenious. You got to read a whole bunch of books. You meet your twin, you want to hook up, that give you more inspiration than 1,000 books. Why do the Dark Lords hate twins? That's most people understand. Why do they hate twins? Because on one level, a twin flame could inspire people to get into love off one shot, and you get to the next level.
A little bit of information on who exactly is the Dark Lords. They make your life more complicated, and they make you go through complicated, situations in your life because they feed off you not really making it and living a hard life. So the Dark Lords is something that, if you're on a spiritual journey and you want to become your fullest potential, it's something that you have to understand because it's going to be a part of your growth. Now, I don't want to do a video based on scare tactics or fear tactics. I personally believe when people are in an emotional state, they don't make rational decisions. The reason why I decided to talk about Dark Lords is because we are at a time where a lot of us are starting to reach our fullest potential. And when we become our fullest potential, we can become more than what we are in our current state. When we become our fullest potential, we can evolve past to what people could call the gods. So in the process of evolving, you are going to sometimes have to pass people who were once above you. So if you're human and you're going past maybe someone who may be considered above you, that person who you're coming up on will most likely try to suppress you because they don't want you to go past them. This happens in a lot of situations. This is more on evolution spiritual concept. So when people try to suppress you and don't want you to reach your fullest potential, you can go ahead and consider those person someone who's suppressive or oppressive, because what happens is a lot of times people are comfortable where you're at, but when you start evolving above or beyond them, then they become suppressive. When these beings are very powerful, I consider them Dark Lords. So Dark Lords by definition could be someone or entity or alien or the Illuminatis, or who do not want you to become your potential. Now, the reason why I'm trying to bring this information out to you is because a lot of times they focus on your ignorance or your lack of understanding of who they are, because they like to work in the darkness. Because if you don't know who they are, they can go ahead and play you like puppets. So a lot of times when I talk about Dark Lords, people always like to consider them as the Illuminatis, the secret societies, the powers that be, the bankers, the people who are running the government. And yes, that is a level of a Dark Lord because they keep you unaware of what they're doing. However, they use occultists and maybe some spiritual practices that you don't understand to manifest their power. However, that is a level, but that's the level that they give you, so therefore you can feed your fear into them. But the Dark Lords, you usually don't want them to know who they are, because once you know who they are, you kind of have a way of working against them. So a lot of times they like to work in the shadow where you don't know them. So all of the Illuminatis or the secret societies are the first level, I would call them the 0 level, because they're more like the pawn that everyone knows about. You want to go higher in the pyramid and see who they are. So above the Illuminatis is to become your potential. You kind of have to not fear them. You say that I'm better than them. And as you get higher above them, you get to the mortal realm where they use angelic arts. Now, what exactly is angelic arts? Angelic arts is occult magical systems